Okay, guys, sorry, I don't know, where were we? Okay, objectives. So now I got those objectives spread out apart, Yankee, Whiskey, and Zulu. As you see, my spawn points are here. I got my pylon actor, so everything's looking good. The only problem now is if I went ahead and spawned right next to this, and I ran here and grab Whiskey. And I grab Yankee. Yeah, this will take a few seconds, but I'm just trying to make sure you guys understand how exactly to set this up. And if I go ahead and go to Zulu and secure it, guess what will happen? If you said the game will end, you're wrong. No, actually what will happen is nothing. It'll just keep going as nothing happened. That's because I haven't told the game, when to end or when to start and all that. And the way you do that is through the objective editor. So now when I open this, there it is. There's my command poles with the brain of this for both teams. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab from my command poles and drag to this objective, right? And then what I can do is I can go ahead and just grab from this to this, and I can go from this to this. Now what's going to happen is, you see how, let me delete these. What you do is when you want to delete one, you just click that letter or that row and just hit delete key, and it'll delete it. Now if you notice, as soon as I attach the line from C to the to Whiskey, it says take and hold Whiskey, okay? And if I go to W and I'm sorry, to the Yankee, and I click it, it'll say take and hold Yankee. If I go here and attach it, there's nothing because I haven't closed anything up because it's giving me two options. So now what happens is if I go in here and play, grab Yankee. And the reason why it says take and hold on this, and I'll explain why this is happening, just so you guys can understand this, the difference between take and hold and activate. Although I'm activating this, is because I've assigned the objectives neutral, and that's why, okay? So you see now, same thing, nothing will happen. And the reason why nothing's happening is, it's because I still haven't closed it out. I haven't said, hey, I want this happen to win. And basically, the way you set up, anytime you want to close something, let me delete these back up. Delete them one more time. Now what I want to do, if I could just go like this, right? And I could take this W and take it to the other spawn points. Watch what happens on the left in the objective editor. It says win. So that means if I capture W, Whiskey, and if I just capture Whiskey alone, it will end the match. Okay? It will basically end the match. Alright? So if I just go and right now if I go ahead and actually I'll go to Yankee first. Now when I grab it, nothing should happen. And now if I go and grab Whiskey, what's going to happen is, as soon as I grab this, it should tell mission complete, because I've told the game that here's the deal. I want, when I grab this objective, to end. There it is. You see that? So now, basically because I have this objectives set to neutral, in the editor or in the setup editor, it's telling me take and hold. And I can set it up in my, just change it, for example, if I say it's held by team 1, and I could just check it by, say, team specific. So you can play around with these, you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable with them and stuff. So now when I spawn over here, or actually, let me see. If I go here and let me delete these back up, I grab it. Now you see what it says, activate W. Because now what I did was I switched it from where both teams can grab it to only I can grab it and it's mine. But it's still, if I don't close it, going to here, I don't get a win. And that means nothing will happen. There's gazillion different combinations you guys can do. I mean, you can do as much as your brains can handle, different combinations of objectives and all that. You can go for a day just setting up objectives. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to do the and sign that everybody's having problems with. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drag a line to W, right? And then from W I'm going to drag it to Z, and I'm going to grab it. So I'm connecting all the objectives. But now what I want to do is I want to take, so that means all these objectives, when they're grabbed, I want the game to end. Otherwise, it won't end. Now, if I want to grab all, I can grab all three of them. And so listen carefully. Here is how this works. Okay, because I know people on the forum say, oh, well, I can't highlight more than one, and that you are actually highlighting. What I want to do is I'm going to go and click, just left click on the first one. Okay, I'm going to left click. I'm going to go to the next one. When I go to the next one, I'm going to hold control and left click on that and just walk away again. And then I'm going to go to the last one, left click. But now when I left click, I'm going to hold on and drag. As I drag, you see all three lines are attached together. Now when I go and drop them on top of this, guess what? I got an end sign. Okay? Again, I'm going to delete this. Get all these deleted. Okay? I'm going to attach this. Now let's say if I want where if this team grabs Zulu and they get Zulu only, they'll win. Or I can do it where if I want to grab Yankee and Whiskey, they win. So you notice. So if I just go grab Zulu right now, I'll win the match. Or if I grab these two, I'll win the match. So you guys, you know, hopefully this makes sense to you guys. So there's a lot of different combinations you can set up on how to do that. But if you're attaching objectives, left click on the first one, don't worry about it. Hold down control, left click on the other one, let go. Left click on the last one that you need, and then hold down left click and drag while holding down control as well. And you see how I have all three of them pulled together. I'll drop them on top of this. There's my end sign. You know, again, just to, I'm just make sure you guys understand. Just left click the first one. When you left click the last one in the process, hold down control and hold down left while you click on it. Drag away. There's your arrow. There's your end sign. So I can do this, and then I can just attach this here and move that here. So now I got a combination where if I was to grab Y, I win. If I grab Whiskey and Zulu, I win. So you could do anything you want. You know, whatever your brain can think of. The last thing I want to do is just close this. So now I'm going to test this. I'm going to go ahead and grab Yankee first. And now because I am, you know, I changed the color different, but you know it should be showing blue. But you get the point. I mean, it's basically. And now what I want to do is I could also, if I go ahead and right click again, and if I go to Whiskey, now it shouldn't end the match. It should wait for me till I grab Zulu. See? It only secured it. So now when I go grab Zulu, I don't have to grab Yankee because remember, Yankee is on its own, and Whiskey and Zulu are on their own. So you can do it multiple different ways. See, now I finished the match. Alright, so I hope, you know, this is making some sense to you guys. And basically when you're playing with the objectives, again, just mess around with them and see what you're comfortable with. and the parameters. I mean, there's different settings in here you can do. You know, team specific 0. You know, you can change that to 1 if you want the other team. Also, keep in mind, if I put these on neutral, that's another important thing. I want to make sure I get across to you guys. Sorry, it's on neutral. Okay. And neutral. So now what I want to do is I'm going to leave these neutral, go back into my, and I'm going to delete all this stuff. Okay. Because now what's happening is switching back to take and hold. So I'm going to take the red team, go to the first one, go to the second one, just attach these all together. And then I'm just going to grab all 3 of them. You know, again, left click the first one, hold down control, left click second. The last one in the series you grab and drag and drop. So now take and hold. But now what's going to happen is take and hold, both teams can grab it to win, right? But here's the problem. The red team is set up to take them and close, but what happens, now I know if I go do as a red team, I'll win there, but what happens, let's say, let's test it out. Let's see what happens if I was to go to, actually I don't want to play from that far, sorry. Let me right click and play from here, and I'm going to switch teams, go to Bravo, confirm. That's because I don't have the connected, but alright, so what is going on here? Well, I can't do anything. See, it's because there's few things wrong here. First of all, we have a team specific, which I checked. I want to make sure we take that off of there on all of them, which I apologize. That's when I added them. And the last one, I believe, Zulu. Alright, so you got to be careful. Like I said, you could also change sounds, change the timer to activate, you know, but you got to make sure, be careful when you're playing with that. You understand what you're doing with it. Otherwise, it can cause some issues for you. Let's see, Bravo. Sorry. Alright, so now I should get the activation. So now that's controlled by the Bravo team, blue team. And then this is controlled by the Bravo team as well. And then last but not least, this would, if I take this, it should, technically it should have ended it, but it will not. And the reason being is because they're not all connected yet. So what you got to do is, now you got to do the same thing in the reverse for the blue team. So we know we have our red team connected. Right here in the objective box, see how this red box is checked? You want to switch to the other team. There is that. The blue team connected. We want to do the same thing. Connect this over, move that over to this one, that one. Again, left click, control, left click, drag, and drop. So now blue team wins, and then we just want to attach that. That's already attached for that team. Okay. Now, so what's going to happen is, if I go ahead and go back in here and switch teams, Bravo. Oops, I always do that. Sorry. Okay. Anytime today. Now if I go grab them. team just won the match. So basically, keep that in mind. You know, when you guys are working, if you're doing where you're doing occupy, when you're doing neutral objectives, you want both teams to fight for them. Always make sure that you are switching between the red team and the blue team for the objectives. You know, and always make sure that you are properly connected. Again, it's click on the first one, click on the next one you want in the process, and till the last one in the process, and you're holding on control and left clicking, dragging, and attaching it. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. You know, and then basically they're all the same. You know, all the objectives are the same, so it shouldn't be anything different as to, you know, what they are. So if I was to go ahead, and same thing. If I wanted to do, sorry, I'm trying to concentrate because I got a baby crying in the background. I want to make sure, you know, my wife. But anyways, so, you know, just I don't know. We could do destroy game. So if I go ahead and take this and put destroy, we'll put one in the center. Oops, I didn't grab the content. See? There it is. Sorry. And right click, add destroy. So this is destroy. So I'll just open it up. I'll do it again. I'll leave it neutral, and I'll go ahead and just assign it Zulu, enter. Now it's got the Zulu marking on it. I'll open up my objective editor, and then I'll just go ahead and attach my red team to it, close it out. Okay, I'm sorry, that's, oops, you see, you got to be careful, because actually I'm glad these things are happening, because I'm catching them. That way I can explain them to you. Always make sure you're, you know, if you're on the blue team, you want to connect the blue team to it, and you want to connect it to the red to win, and attach it to the other objective. You notice when I'm in the blue, it's attached. When I switch to the red team's attached, but the blue is not. So they are attached. So same thing, I'll attach it to Zulu, close it for the win, and just make sure I attach this, and we should be golden. So now when I play from here, and where's my objective? So now it's captured by me. Captured by the red team, which is team 0. I should have maybe changed the timer on it just to show you, but it's just a demonstration. I know I'm talking too much, but I'm hoping this will kind of shed some light on your problems you guys are having, and it's important to understand. You can do it pretty much just making sure you're attaching the objectives and you're closing it at the end to the proper team. So there, the red team won, Team Alpha won. So now, just to make sure that it's all correct, I'm going to go ahead and go to Bravo. And confirm it. Now I should have Bravo grab it as well. There it is. I hope this all makes a little bit more sense. It's a little more clear to you guys on how to set these up. Again, make sure you set up your world info in the map. You need a screenshot. Make sure you set that up. You know, fill some of this stuff up. If you're making just a single, you know, you want to add the activation or take and hold, you know, add that in there. That's fine. You know, otherwise, take your screenshot. You should be able to open up your objective editor, and then just, again, work. You know, red team, you know, attach what you want. Again, left click on the first one, hold control, left click on the second one, and the third one, fourth one, whatever it may be, and then go ahead and just drag it, hold it down to the last one, and you should be set. And if you want to do the blue team, again, switch to the blue team and do the same thing. And you should always have a win. If you don't have win, something's wrong. Something's set up. And then same thing with the objectives. You want them just specific, team specific. If you check this, that means it's only for the red team. Whoever's in the slot. And then you could change objective controlled. Who is it controlled by? In this case, would be controlled by team 1, which is the blue team, the defending team, and then the red team would need to take it, and so on. And again, you could change some meshes and timers and destroy time and disarm timer and all that. There's just play around with them. Basically, playing around with them will give you some understanding. But for the objectives and spawn point setup, that's how you go about doing it. I hope this made your life a little bit easier and a little more understanding on it. If you have any questions, please post them in the thread, and I'll try to explain them as best as I can. And thank you for watching this. I'll talk to you guys soon.